Alright, hey guys, I'm going to do a quick video here and show you how I've been getting epoxy on my tumblers. I see everybody using the expensive latex or surgical gloves, whatever they're made of, and I had mentioned on one of the Facebook groups that I've been using these. This is a silicone self-adhesive door threshold. You can buy them at Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, most of the big box stores. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon, but anyway, I'll take and cut off maybe a 2-inch strip of this. Try and do this. But all right, so I got about a 2-inch strip of this. This is flexible silicone. You can see that. It's very soft. I've already put epoxy on both of these tumblers. I started one and realized, hey, people were asking for a video of this. So completely no mess, no epoxy on my hands, no expensive gloves to throw away. This silicone, once the epoxy is dried on it, you can just bend it and it'll pop right off, and these are reusable. I've used some of them to do 10 or 20 tumblers. So anyway, the epoxy's already on this. And I'm just going to lay this off to the side over here like this and start smoothing this epoxy out on here. It takes a couple minutes. Just take your time and work it. And I don't know if this is going to show in the video or not, but I'll try and get a close-up once I get done with working this cup. I'm kind of working this at a little bit of an angle, and I'm just going to slowly start sliding it down the cup. And this thing leaves a perfectly smooth glass-like finish. The top half of this cup is already as smooth as could probably be. Probably doesn't look like I'm moving in the video, but you can see I'm almost to the bottom of the cup. I'm applying just enough pressure off to the side of this cup to barely keep a little reservoir of epoxy built up on the front of this silicone strip. This is a second coat of epoxy. I've already done the bottom of this, so I'm not too worried about hitting the bottom again, but I'm going to kind of roll this around that bottom edge to make sure I get a good soft edge there. All right, so I'm going to come back to the bottom here, and I'm just going to work my way back up to the top slowly. And I'm going to use a lot lighter pressure this time. Almost leaning this time what would be the top edge of it so that the bottom edge is barely touching the cup and not leaving any trails or heavy lines in the epoxy. Now I'm going to keep going up past the top edge here so that it pulls the epoxy all the way up over that top edge. All right, one pass up, one pass down. I got a few air bubbles. I was pretty aggressive mixing that. When I do my torching, I'll always pick a spot where I know I can start and finish so that I don't over torch. I think a lot of people over torch their epoxy, so I'm going to start right here on this edge of the label. There's the label back around, so I'm going to stop. I'll torch this cup again maybe in 15 minutes or so. Let's see if we can get in close here. Got a light set up. I'll try and catch that light if I can. the cup on the left, you can see the air bubbles, the unevenness. I have not done that one yet. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Silicone strips, they are door thresholds, self-adhesive. You can get them at Home Depot, Lowe's. This one was white. I've found gray ones in the past and they seem to work better, especially as far as cleaning off better. I'll set the camera back up and do that second mug real quick. Again, just a little silicone door threshold. I use about a 2 to 3 inch piece, depending on the cup. These are 20-ounce tumblers. They've got a slight curve to the edge, so they're pretty easy to do. But the nice thing is even on your 30 or 32-ounce tumblers, these things are, that light's kind of blinding you there, but you can see these things are extremely flexible. You can bend them any way you need to fit a cup. Straighten it back up. Let's hit this tumbler. We're going to start almost at the top, not quite, because the epoxy is heavy on here and I don't want a big fat epoxy edge rolling over the top portion of my tumbler where you drink out of. That's already gone around one full turn, so now I just slowly start sliding this thing down the cup. I've tried like the silicone makeup brushes and things like that. They just don't have enough surface area to really lay this epoxy out flat, smooth as glass like you want it to be. Rolling this around that bottom edge so I make sure I get good coverage. Again, second coat on this cup, so. And normally I'll only even do one cup. These are water slides on here. I had a couple spots on the water slides, unfortunately, that wrinkled, so I had to sand them, and I'm just putting a thin second coat of epoxy on here to get them as perfect as I can. Otherwise, I'd normally just do one coat epoxy and I'm finished. Working my way back up the cup. Again, I've got a little more pressure on what would be the top side of this so that the bottom edge doesn't leave any lines, any lap marks, anything like that. Gonna keep going up past the top edge so the epoxy rolls around and I get complete coverage up there. That's it. Grab my torch, wait for that label to come around. There's the label. I know I got the whole cup. I'll hit them again in 10-15 minutes and those are done. We'll let them sit, spin, and dry. Hope this helps a few people out. I'm not buying $20 or $25 100 packs of gloves and throw them away after one use. Thanks, guys. Oh, check us out on Facebook, Ozark Epoxy Creations. We'd appreciate a few likes on our page. There's your tip for today. Thanks.